Well, last but not least, we have the online media production company that's known as Channel Austin. Please help me welcome Mike Chad, Doug Walker, Rob Walker, Malcolm Ray, and Tamara Chambers. Anywhere? Yeah, anywhere you want.
Sit next to you, buddy.
Awesome. I feel so great.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, Chris.
Oh, hi.
Thank you all for coming. So just for people who don't know who you are, can you let them know what you do?
I thought you just said Doug Walker. Doug Walker, I work for a website called ChannelAwesome.com. I have a YouTube channel also called ChannelAwesome.com where I do a lot of characters and sketches. The biggest one is Nostalgia Critic.
I'm Rob. I'm his brother, co-writer for the NC, and I do a number of bit parts like Santa Christ and Chart Guide number 1, and that's actually Chart Guide number 2.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I am Malcolm Ray. I'm an actor, voice actor, and I play numerous characters on the Nostalgia Critic, including the Devil and Chart Guide and others.
And I'm Tamara Chambers, and I play Hyper Fangirl and Junk on Nostalgia Critic.
All right, awesome. Just to start us off, how did you guys all start working together, and how did this all form? Quick little brief summary.
We met on Craigslist. It was for prostitution, actually. It's a funny story.
It was 2:30 a.m.
Yeah, not with a happy ending, but funny story nonetheless. No, it was just, I started doing Nostalgia Critic as a hobby, and it kind of exploded, and then a guy named Mike Mashak came along, starting a company called Channel Austin, said, we can make it where you can make a living at this, you know, when nobody was making a living at this. And he put together the site, he put together the business plan, and yeah, it's pretty much been the way we've been paying the bills ever since. And
We're just the dancing monkeys.
yeah, very much so. Yeah, you say, yeah, we're not the business end at all. And then when we started to branch out and we wanted Nostalgia Critic to be a little different, we knew we needed a bigger cast, and that's where those two came in.
Yeah, I joined the site back in 2012 when a pilot series started up called Demo Reel. I found out about it in my radio production class. I didn't even know Nostalgia Critic was based out of Chicago. And so I went and auditioned for it, and I got on that show and ended up becoming part of Nostalgia Critic some months later. So it's funny how that worked out.
Say something!
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I concur.
I'm gonna open the floor for questions now.
This is for, Gareth at GarethSmod.com. I'm terrible at introductions. This is for everybody. What was your favorite Nostalgia Critic video?
Like favorite that we filmed or favorite like review, like just done?
Favorite review.
Favorite review? Mad Max as my favorite one. I like how different it was. I like how huge it was. I like we took an extra week for it. It's one of those where I feel it's visually interesting. We're doing a review kind of in a different way that, you know, other people aren't really doing it, but we're incorporating like visuals and characters and effects and stuff like that, and it just makes me laugh, and I love that movie.
Demo boner.
Yeah. Double boner! So I just woke up, so he's got a double boner's got to rise up. Yeah, anyway.
I don't know, I'd say Mad Max, definitely. I liked the Star Wars one a lot. I mean, Brad Jones is Han Solo. Rolly was born to play. And the old school ones, I like the Tom and Jerry one and the Wizard one a lot.
Yeah, Mad Max and Star Wars are so much fun. I also liked the Alice in Wonderland review. That was fun.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Mad Max is up there, and randomly, for some reason, I really like Event Horizon, because I just like the chemistry we have in those little...
You just like to beat the crap out of me for like 10 minutes.
You're right.
Actually, if we're talking chemistry, I know you weren't in it because it was when we had Rachel, but the, what was it, Devil?
Oh yeah,
We're
yeah.
all trapped in the
yeah,
elevator. It's like
elevator.
Santa Christ, the Devil, and
That
Rita.
was
Like,
so
that was crazy.
Any other questions?
Tyler Lights for the Cosmic Times, and 2 questions. One, I would like to ask, are you going to review any more Huey Gold movies?
Maybe. You know,
too afraid he's gonna box us.
You know, that's one of those where it's, I know he's made a lot of bad movies. I'll be honest, I do it more because the fans want to see it. And an excuse to work with Lewis in no way is great. But it's, I don't get as sucked into the comedy those as much as other people do, so it's not like, oh, I can't wait. It's more like, I haven't worked with Lewis and Noah in a while. Let's get them out there and do something.
Yeah, the movies themselves,
I think
compared
they're
to
kinda dull.
other, yeah, they just bore us. There's other bad movies that are like, oh, this is hilarious, but there's something about Wolfens I don't know, I just get bored.
I understand why people enjoy how bad they are. I
Oh, yeah.
totally get it, but it's not our kind of bad that we really get into, But there'll probably be more. We'll probably do another one.
Second question, how do you do the costume set for like each thing? Like for example, I remember, was it like Jurassic Park, you're all dressed up and everything. Basically, this is, or Jurassic World, sorry. Because that's my sister's question, she can't be here, so. So I'm asking for
Well, tell your sister we have a magic little fairy called Jim J. Ross.
He has all our props. Yeah, he really makes all the costumes, all the props and stuff, and he's really good at it and really amazing.
He is like a bearded, ripped Tinkerbell. Right? Make a magic wand and give us super props.
That's actually the next character he's playing, too. I love how that's what you wrote down, bearded Tinkerbell.
Next cosplay idea.
Please let him play that.
you gotta review Postal, but that's a great Uwe Boll movie.
Postal's a good one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll probably check that out.
Like the entire time, and Uwe Boll is like knows that it's like he's actually in there and he gets beat up by a crowd for making a video game movie.
That's a little
Finally,
funny.
the world he was born into.
The player comes on and actually like shoots him in the face. So,
That might be worth checking out.
I'll watch it for that.
You had a question?
Remington Kais from Critic Nation. I was wondering what got you guys to do more sketches into the reviews as opposed to just sitting down and reviewing them.
Well, first of all, sitting down and reviewing them, I'm finding out more and more kind of anybody can do that. And I think because, we're so blessed to be in this field where it's like we can do this for a living, I feel like I kind of owe it not to just do that. Because like people are watching you, they're, this is what's, paying your rent and stuff like that. I don't want to, okay, just go sit down, I'm angry, and then that's it, edit, done. It's something where it's like I kind of, with the resurgence coming back with Timothy Green, I was suddenly getting the second wave, and I was thinking like maybe there are other ways you can do a review with video that isn't just here's what I think, here's what I don't like. You can use characters, you can use stories, you can use songs, you can use all sorts of various ways because video is a visual medium. So why not just write it if you're gonna do this? I mean, you do have the timing and the inflections, and that's great. But why not utilize what you have? And since we do have a studio now and green screen and costumes, and guy makes these great props, why not utilize that? And I think that's part of what's really fun is that when someone now wants to watch someone do a review, 90% of them are going to be person in front of a camera talking. Some people are phenomenal at it. I mean, I will watch them, for forever because they're so good at it. But I want when they watch Nostalgia Grade to be like, oh, he's going to do something really different. He's going to do something that's visually interesting, get to look at from a different point of view that, a lot of other people probably aren't.
Well, and in the case of the clipless reviews, a lot of that is just to protect ourselves because we had so many videos that kept getting taken down. So at some point it's like, well, we haven't used a single clip from the movie, so good luck trying to do that.
Yeah, sometimes
No,
those don't
we've
get claimed.
still gotten false claims even then.
It
Though it's
happens.
much less likely.
Yeah.
Was it the Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah, Phantom of the Opera got claimed like
It's like,
2 or 3
you
times.
used our music. It's like, no, we didn't.
Well, then what's so funny is when we counterclaimed that, they let it go very fast and said, and they were very nice and said, actually, we're very pro, where's the fair use? We're sorry, this was just caught,
He literally admitted that they were basically
Yeah,
working
and then they
for
did it
their
again!
corporate masters.
They did it twice! And then it was sorry, and they took it off. But it was
It's probably one lawyer not talking to the other lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, that is the tough part, is that is a lot of people working on these things, and just communication doesn't always go through because they're very busy with other stuff. I get it, but it doesn't make it fair,
Another question?
Yep.
All right, yeah.
Do you guys have any more? I know you guys do the channel movies. Do you guys have any more channel movies planned for the future?
We'll probably do one for the 10-year. We're actually sort of already talking about ideas for that. Well, especially because we brought on a lot more people, ever since the Bully Flea. So I kind of like the idea of let's kind of get them in there and focus on them, get the spotlight on them more. Because there's a lot of funny people, a lot of funny characters, and it'd be great to see them all interact off each other. So yeah, probably something for the 10-year. Like I said, we're sort of hammering out ideas right now. Because that's also 10 years. We got to do something. And I think that'd be a good time to bring that back, I think.
one more question for me. You ever plan on doing reviews of the other two Purge movies?
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I almost liked the second one.
They got better.
Yeah, I
I haven't seen
swear
the
to
last
God,
year.
I swear to God, that director heard all the criticisms of the first film, said, that's a good point, let me try to change these, and made those changes in the second one. You know, but the problem is you still have to have this idea, and it still is kind of a, you know, it'd be a great comedy, but still trying to be serious. So I don't know.
Still have good movies.
What? No, but it's
Yeah,
like
but
the
it's-
second is close. It's
Yeah.
legitimately close.
Makes
The
sense.
second one, I think, realized how stupid the idea was.
Yeah.
Like, and kind of was like, oh, like, we probably shouldn't take this seriously because it's an insane idea that makes no sense. So let's just have a little more fun.
I thought they were doing a good job trying to explain why it wasn't working. Here's why people thought it was working.
Yeah,
They started
it-
taking all the problems of the
it
first
just
one
works.
and making up for it. I really respect that.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the third one yet. But after the second one, I'm a little
The trailer
curious
for
now.
the third one, it was hilarious.
Yeah. So, but after the second one, I'm a little curious to check it out actually. So I might watch that.
Question for me, actually. What would you guys say was the pivotal point in your career where everything kind of changed and bolstered everything else for you guys? So which review, which area, or what time did you guys feel like you guys were actually like in a different realm? So you started off as, you know, amateurs. I don't want to call you guys amateurs.
You know who we are.
No, but at what point did you guys actually become more? Did you guys feel like everything changed? At one point?
When the Fire Nation attacked.
When the-
Nice. No, honestly, I've been asked this a couple times, and it's a lot of people will answer it the same way, and it might sound selfish, but it's really not. It's when you're getting paid for it. I know it sounds strange, but it's like you're doing this, what's a hobby, you're doing it for fun, and then suddenly, like, you know, people are like, we like this so much, we want you to make a living, and we will give you money for this. And that's like just the strangest thing. It's like, this is something I'm doing for free, now people are like, no, we want to see more out of this, we want to see it grow, we want to see what else you can do, and that is just the coolest thing in the world, and it's just something where it's like, I still can't believe. You know, like, I'm here in front of people talking, I'm going to conventions and stuff. Recently, I just started off doing, like, you know, at my folks' place. So, I mean, that really is the thing when you can have it sort of be, like, you know, when you can make money out of it. When people care enough, they're like, I will give you money to keep doing this.
I think for me it was probably when we did The Room, because to capture the eye of somebody as famous as Tommy Wiseau, you know you've hit the big time then. When, you know, John from themovie.com tries emailing you. No, I probably for me, we did a bit with Mike Nelson, and Mystery Science Theater was such a huge influence on us. Like, I mean, it still is when we do the Nostalgia Critic, that was like, oh, like, we got to, like, talk to our heroes. So that for me was probably that high point where I was like, this is amazing. Like, I never would have gotten to do this otherwise. So.
Well, and the weirdest thing, too, is that we wrote a sketch for them in the opening of our crossover retract.
To hear them
read our lines was so strange, and they read it exactly how we thought they would read it.
Because we wrote it as if we were writing it for Mike and Potts.
Yeah, so I mean that was really cool.
Okay, so I had been working with you guys for like a couple months, and I was in Chicago. It was like 1 a.m. and I was getting on a train, and there was no one at the train station. And suddenly this big guy comes up to me, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to talk to this guy. I don't want to like talk to anyone right now. And he comes up to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is he gonna say? And he goes, are you a Nostalgia Critic? I was like, oh my gosh, people watch me online. So that was cool.
Let's see. For me, I had been on the site for almost 2 years, and like I had been with an agency already. I'd been voice acting and doing like, you know, commercial spots, and so I went in to do an audition for my agent, and like she talks to me saying, Malcolm, you've got a request from someone that knows your work from a show called Nostalgia Critic. I'm like, really? Like someone wants to work with me because they know me from that show? Like it really just kind of blew my mind that, you know, that name was getting around so fast. Like that's when I knew, like, you know, this was a good series, a good channel to be part of.
At least it's profitable.
Yeah,
not good, just not profitable.
One of the commercials?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said your facial expressions.
Yeah, it's like,
So we always put you guys through slapstick.
yeah.
So that was interesting.
Any other questions?
So anyways, how is your sex life?
All right. I wish I had water. I could spit all over the mic if you
What a funny story.
Ah.
I love the hair.
Just fine, thank you.
Oh, good.
Is there any work that you guys are personally looking forward to as a reviewing films or anything like that?
There's a movie coming up. I think it's pretty obvious.
Controversial, okay.
Yeah, a controversial quote-unquote clipless review that we're gonna do here that I'm really excited for. I haven't even seen the movie yet, but I already have ideas for it. So yeah, it's Ghostbusters. But y'all know what it is. But yeah, we really want. I mean, we will review the movie as well, but I think you can't talk about the movie without talking about the controversy about it, because now it's whatever religion, politics, and Ghostbusters you can't talk about.
And eventually, when we're finally ready to retire, our final episode will be Schindler's List.
Yeah, obviously, there's a lot to make fun of with it.
Can't wait.
Actually, another question.
Since you brought up Ghostbusters, I like this is a serious question this time. Angry Video Game Nerd just made a video saying I'm not going to see it. I don't have, and he was very calm and it was very great. And he just got shit on by like IndieWire and like all these like actual big like websites or whatever. How do you like feel about that? How do you feel about what are your thoughts on someone just saying I don't want to see this movie?
It was a very slow day on the internet.
Very clearly. I always say his life became an Onion article. Man doesn't see movie, world flips.
Yeah.
Like, and this was the same week when like that terrorist attack happened with like the plane in Egypt and stuff like that. I mean, just this horrible news. They were like, fuck that shit. This guy's not seeing Ghostbusters. And I'm like, it's just there is this. Somebody said best, they said, where we've taken media, instead of letting it enhance our life, we're letting it replace it. And I think it's a shame that it happened to him, because, I know that guy, and this is the, most laid-back, nicest, sweetest guy, and I think people know that. I think they see the video, and they know this is a really nice guy, a sweet person. The person you see in these videos, that really is him. He's just this really, laid-back person, and I think people are just so wound up about the emotions they're feeling about this movie and whatever side you want to pick and stuff, that they weren't thinking about that. They sort of threw their emotions at this guy, and he sort of came out just around that perfect storm, because I think it's when like the second trailer came out. And it seems strange to judge a person about what movie they don't see. And I think that's a shame, because I think they're missing out on a really great person.
Well, and nothing's more threatening when you have somebody calmly and clearly state why they don't want to see something without going to insane arguments like, it's Fort Brooks, I gotta get see a Ghostbusters. Like he was completely rational about it. Like, and we'll go see the movie, and the thing is, it's his call. So
I never wanted to see Blues Brothers 2000, but pretty much and that had all the same people. The ones that are still alive, and nobody called me a misogynist. Nobody attacked me for that. I did eventually for the because I had to.
You are ageist, though. You didn't like the kidnapper.
Yeah. I did eventually have to see it. It was just as bad as I thought. Actually, it's not true. It was worse. But saying when Gem came out, and all the fans said, "I'm not seeing it. It looks like it's betraying the original. Has nothing to do with it. It looks like it's a cash." And pretty much, a lot of the same stuff. Actually, even worse. Honestly, they say even worse about that movie. And it was like, oh, we get it. And I think because there is such this emotional controversy around this movie, and people are letting that direct them instead of saying what rationally is this person.
And there was a female reviewer on YouTube who shall remain nameless because I don't want to get them in trouble. But she had said she is not seeing the new Ghostbusters movie for exactly the same reasons James had said. Like, I was like, it was disturbing how closely the video sounded exactly like, no problem, nothing. Like, I just think some people were just in a mood to get outraged or something. Like, it made no sense to me. But
all right, any other questions? We're back. Last question.
Yes. I remember like 2 years ago, I asked you guys about movie 43. Did you guys happen to watch that? Or not?
No, not yet. I will say this, with the newer films, we're trying to keep it so, like, with newer movies, we want, like, some connection to nostalgia, so, like, Batman vs. Superman or Ghostbusters and stuff like that. Once in a while we broke it with, like, The Purge, because I thought it'd be so funny. Maybe movie 43 could be one of those, but I'm not, like, in a hurry to see it. But I probably should, because I hear that all the time. I hear a lot of people ask me to review it, so maybe I will down the line.
Notorious, like bad comedies for us are notoriously difficult to do as
Yeah.
well. Junior springs to mind. That was one of the toughest ones we had to get through, just because it's just, what do you say? It's like, oh, well, the joke's not working. It's not funny. Like, there's only so many ways you can just say it's not funny. Whereas, like, some of the other ones we do, dramas and action films, can get so sillier in other ways.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have for now, unfortunately. Malcolm, Tamara, Rob, and Doug, thank you so much for coming in. And this is Channel Awesome.